So we're on week 4 of this series as October draws to a close. So we're exploring this theme of colour or colours of life. We've had a couple of sessions with poetry. It's a non-poetry session this week. So one of the main focus this week, we'll go through similar processes as we've been through on the previous weeks, but the theme that's kind of coming in this week is rainbows. I've had a rainbow week. I don't know about you, it's been a rainbow week. So I thought I can't exclude that from our meditation. So just to help yourself kind of feel awake enough to settle and feel comfortable, we'll just rub the hands together. We'll keep it simple today. So just rubbing hand on hand and just feeling the body. Yeah. So part of it is waking up, part of it is movement, part of it is really getting connected to the body. So feeling the hand on the hand, whether that's warm, whether that's dry, whether that's soft, what sounds it might make above my voice. So just feeling that and trying to make it feel as nice as you can on the hand, one hand on the other hand. And obviously it depends about how you're sitting or lying, what's going on in your shoulders. Try and relax your shoulders if you can. It's just a reminder to relax the upper body, but also to feel in contact with the upper body. So being able to know where your shoulder blades are maybe, and know where your spine is, at least part of it. It might be wriggling a bit, so just awakening the spine is always good as well. And then we can rest our hands. So resting our hands wherever we feel comfortable. Usually our laps are a nice place so that our shoulders can relax down. But yeah, it depends where you are. If you're lying down, then maybe you just want your arms by your side or on your belly, wherever's comfortable. And you kind of get familiar with how you settle. So whether you close your eyes or just make your focus really quiet so that you're not too distracted. And kind of moving into a different place. So moving into body first. So feeling the body on the chair. And get as comfortable as you can without that feeling that I'm going to fall asleep. That feeling of slight wakefulness, but also some ease in the body. Support in the body, support from the chair or the bed, and that you can give yourself to that support. So you allow yourself to relax into and feel supported by the chair and by the earth below you. So we're talking a lot about the earth, so reconnecting with body, being connected to some solidity, some support, and ultimately the earth below you. And then once you have a sense of the body being supported, have a sense of the breath in the body. So just that subtle movement maybe in the body somewhere that says life is going on moment by moment, that we can tune into or allow it to be background. So for the moment, it's a bit more foreground, the breath in the body. And we're really trying to just notice that it's present. If you feel like it will help you feel more connected, then please take a deeper breath. But otherwise, just keep the breath soft and notice it in the way you would normally notice it. And notice it if you can as a friend. Yeah, so something that can soften and relax and bring you to life. Can settle you, can remind you, can bring you back to the moment. Yeah, it can take you away from the mind and bring you back to the body, if that's what's needed. Yeah. Okay, so checking in with ourselves. So we've been checking in through this last few weeks via a colour, so what's your mood, what's your energy, and if you had to define that as a colour or set of colours, what would be your colour today? Yeah, so it might be a smudgy colour, it might be a bright colour, it might relate to the season or not. It might be very transitory, so the colour might keep changing moment by moment as you settle and arrive. Maybe you've been awake for a long time and you really know how you are today. It's kind of a particular way of being has already emerged throughout the morning, and that's still present with you. It may be based on where you're going with your day. It may be where you've come. It may be where you are. So what colour or colours arise in the mind that you can see, that you can bring into yourself, so the colours can be part of you if that feels comfortable. It can be a colour around you or a colour within you. It can be a kind of light that fills you, that becomes you, that merges. You become colour, colour becomes you. And just being open to that is an amazing thing. Just being open to something different, to awaken as a colour rather than awaken as a thinking, planning person, just waking as a colour. And just showing part of yourself that maybe isn't as easy to kind of name sometimes, but it comes out in a more creative part of the brain. Who are we? Well, we're blue today, or we're blue with spots of yellow, whatever it might be. Feel free to use your imagination to settle into the you that is present. And just connecting with that, moment by moment, breath by breath. As we check in with ourselves, check in with our mood, our feeling, the way we've stepped into the day. And if we said energy body, whether that would feel any different, whether that's part of how you feel, part of how your mood is, or whether when I say energy, you feel different, whether you feel a flatter colour, a brighter colour, a hopeful colour, whether as it's cooler and it's darker, there is a quietness to your energy. It's just sort of settled and wants to just be warm and cozy and not yet part of the world. So just noticing your energy, what you're bringing, what are you taking from the world, what are you taking from the earth, the environment, the air around you. So our energy is our energy, and we give it and we receive it. So kind of paying attention to that as it comes in, goes out, the energy around you. So there might be a movement to your energy. You might have a beat, you might have a rhythm, you might have a flow. So being interested in that flow of colour, that rhythm. Again, that could be around you, could be something you see as you look internally. It could be a sensed part of your body, the whole body. It could be something you hold in your hands, something you sit with, something you hold on to. Could be something you draw in the sky, paint across your walls. Whatever way makes it real and present. Could be a chart of your energy moving. And as we do these things, as we check in and as we find our feeling for the day, energy for the day, it's helpful if we can, as part of the practice, to just kind of look and notice and wonder as an observer rather than as a judger. Yeah, it's so easy for us to put us on a state where we're judging everything. Is it good? Is it bad? Is it right? Is it wrong? Could it be better? What have I done? You know, doing this right? All those judgment questions. There's that we can let those drop to the side and we can just observe and let be, really, is part of the practice. So the next stage, as we've done previously, is kind of owning the day, owning the outside world, owning the season. So owning the wind, there's a little bit more wind today, so maybe that might be part of what you notice. Even if you can't see it, you may have noticed it this morning when you got up, you might have heard the sound of the wind. You may have calmed down a little bit more, might be still windy, might be sweeping the leaves around your garden, around somewhere nearby, more leaves falling. So just noticing the colours that you've noticed in the last 24 hours in your mind, the colours of the season, the grass, the trees, the flowers, the earth itself, the dampness, the wetness. Colours of the skies. And aware, obviously, how that affects you, whether it brightens you up to know it's an October autumn day, or whether you have sort of mixed feelings about that as the darkness increases. So we're still, our days are full with colour and light. So you may have been on a walk in the last day or two, or just looking outside into the garden and really soaked in how things are changing moment by moment. That kind of season, like spring, changes every time we look almost. Colours of the leaves, the light, where the light is. The picture changes, the moment moves on. And if you like, get a sense of beyond the colour, the smells of the season, that moistness. Seasons smell differently and change from day to day. Obviously, how damp it is, how dry it is, where we are. Might be kind of wetness to the whole day. Time of year where it's not usually too hot, not too cold. So greeting the day, greeting the season, really owning it, appreciating it, bringing it inward. Having a connection with it. It part of you, you part of it. As we interact with it through our day, through the light, through seeing it, through walking in it. How it looks when we're still, how it looks when we're moving, how it looks when we're walking, how it looks when we're maybe in a car, on a bus, on a train. How the season looks at different speeds. How it changes with looking at detail to looking at bigger landscape. How it changes if we have more sky, less land, or more land, less sky. How it looks when we look down, how it looks when we look up. The season of colours. So I mentioned earlier that the theme that we can drop into if we wish to is rainbows. So rainbows are present all year round, it's not seasonal, but we seem to be having quite a lot of rain and sun at the same time. So rainbows have been present quite a lot. So maybe you've already seen a rainbow this week, maybe you've heard about rainbows, somebody else has seen a rainbow. Or maybe you just have a rainbow picture in your head because that's an important symbol to you. It means something. So it might be actually your rainbow is a rainbow that's already been drawn. It might be a rainbow that you own that you can look at any time. It might be a rainbow that has particular connections to you, to people, to a particular time of life, to a particular community. It might be something that takes you back to being a child. It might be something that just reminds you of the childlike quality of the wonder of the rainbow. Maybe you look for rainbows in the sky when you know it's likely to have happened. Maybe you go out of your way to find the rainbow. So choosing or traveling through your own rainbows, maybe one you've seen recently, maybe one it's important to you. So you don't have to really know the colours, you know the symbols, you know the shape. You know the colours change, you know particularly the real rainbow. How ethereal it is, and how different it can be, how strong, how light, how it can fill a whole landscape, how it can just see part of it depending where we're looking. And how it changes from where we are. It's not our rainbow, it changes depending where you're looking from. It starts and it lands in a different place. It's created by nature, we can't create it. We could draw it, we could imitate it, but we can't create it. It appears or it doesn't appear. We're lucky enough to see it or we're not. It stays as long as it stays and then it goes away. It may become stronger. We may have time to really take it in. We may just have a moment. It may change the way we feel. It may wake us up. It may bring us to life. It might remind us. It might make us smile. As we know, we've got sunshine and rain. One of those magic things that happens. And really, everybody of every age, of every culture, will find it bright or meaningful or connecting or wanting to be part of or with, wanting to notice if we can. And we have one of those climates where we do have quite a bit of rain and sunshine, and we probably have more rainbows in lots of countries too that don't have so much rain, don't have so much sun. So we're quite lucky on the rainbow front. I'm sure we'll see more through the season. as we have sunshine and rain. So you can continue your practice around exploring, colouring and connecting to rainbows. You could choose another stage, another angle if you wished. So the colours of the rainbow, and again, you don't have to be precise about the colours. Could be somebody in your world that's kind of connected with a particular colour. How do we see our friends? Do we give them a colour? Could we see them as a colour? Friends or family, and maybe they're just one person and that they are the rainbow, but it could be an opportunity to bring other people into our lives through the colours of the rainbow. So don't overthink it, but if you want to choose a colour and bring a person to mind as that colour, then have a play around with that. Other colours could be changed for other people. Or, as I say, you could just have one person being the rainbow. So we're connecting a phenomenon, potentially, if we want to a person, people in our lives. So as the world is colour, as we see ourselves sometimes, as we practice as colour changing, then we may have friends around us that we want to also bring in as support, as connection, as part of our community, as part of our world and our growth, and we could see them as a colour if we wanted to. Could see them as part of the rainbow, part of our rainbow. Offering colour to our lives. Occasionally bringing that wonder, that smile. That moment-to-moment connection, that shared experience, shared memory. That feeling connected. Something as simple as a friendship, told through colours. We could imagine the person and wrap a scarf of that colour around them, or just to picture them and the colour around them or through them, or the clothes they wear, or the place they sit. Just another way to connect with colour in our life. People we share it with, stories we tell. Pictures we create together. So you may have a sense of a number of people now, or maybe just one or two in your mind. Through a colour or colours. Feeling very present to us. Feeling part of the same thing. part of the same rainbow. And if you were part of the rainbow, what colour would you be now? So it may have changed from when we checked in at the beginning. Now we've gone on a journey, imagining in a different way, exploring in a different way our world, connecting in a different way. We may have become something different for the moment. We may be more red, we may be more yellow, we may be brighter, we may be more colours. Colours may have a different shape. Colours may seem different. Greater texture, might be more watery. It might be more flowing colours through us. We may feel more colourful. Now we've shared that with others in our imagination. So being the colour or bringing in the colours you feel ready to receive, ready to take on board. Wearing them or letting them be just an imaginary flow of colour through the body. So just as a way to see ourselves differently, to maybe get to a different part of ourselves or to see ourselves more fully, more purely, more of our essence, more of our creativity, more of our playfulness. So seeing all our colours, all of ourselves. Sounds of the moment. So any sounds now that you hear in the room you're in the space you're in the home you're in. Any sounds on the inside, sounds on the outside. And coming back to the body. Body on the chair, in the bed. Connection with the ground. Being supported. Breath in the body, flowing. Maybe a sigh. Not a beat sigh. Maybe moving the toes now, and maybe moving the hands. The eyes are closed and you're ready, then just fluttering the eyes open a little bit to take in the light of the day. And if you want to, rubbing the hands again, having a yawn, having a little bit of a wriggle. So, thank you for joining me again and bringing your colour to the world. And I'm going to be back again next week. So we're into November next week, gosh. So we'll come up.